Hi, my name is Maya Coates, and I'm going to walk you through the nonverbal communication issue of touch. So, first off, what is touch? So, touch is also known as haptics, which refers to the study of communication by touch. And according to the types of nonverbal communication, think of how touch has the power to comfort someone in moments of sorrow when words alone cannot. This positive power of touch is countered by the potential for touch to be threatening because of its connection to sex and violence, right? So to learn about the power of touch, we study haptics. So we get more explicit advice and instructions on how to use touch than any other form of nonverbal communication. A lack of nonverbal communication competence related to touch could have negative interpersonal consequences. For instance, if we're given advice about how to give a firm handshake and we don't do it, or we just don't want to, shake, suddenly we have these negative judgments about our confidence and credibility, and also we could lose the job, right? That's a significant negative dire consequence. And then also something that could happen, right, is if you don't know how to touch somebody properly, you could touch somebody inappropriately and then legally be bound, right? So touch is necessary for human social development, and it can be welcoming and threatening and or persuasive, and so it's really an important part of this, this social interaction when it comes to nonverbal communication. So, moving on to the types of touch, there are 5 types of touch. So, as we've read about several times, but according to Musgrove, so like functional professional touch, that is the touch that's in the workplace, that is usually pretty effective, has an etiquette to it, and this is things like a handshake, right? And it's important to note here that sometimes these have different meanings, right? So we could have a handshake and it could mean two completely separate things to two different people. And then when it comes to number 2, the social polite touch, this is just many forms of communication require some type of touch, right? So a handshake obviously is one of those, where it varies from culture to culture, but kissing on the cheek, things like that. There's these things that you do just because it's socially, acceptable, it's polite, things like that. And then when it comes to friendship and warmth or touch, number 3 here, this really varies between interpersonal relationships here of, friendship. The, between sexes, between, how close you are, all sorts of things can vary on what kind of touch you have. And then number 4, love, intimacy, touch. This is based on, obviously holding hands in public conveys that you are in a relationship. So this is more about the romantic side of things here. And then when it comes to love, intimacy, or the sexual arousal touch, that's more of sex, things like that. Kissing, hugging, more based on this intimate role, right? So, um, where is it doing that? Let's think about you. Can you think of a time when physical touch was really important to you? What about that touch made it special for you? Maybe try incorporating the touch into your social life and record the reactions. That'd be kind of, interesting. And then now think about what you might be like if you didn't have physical touch. So why is lack of touch a problem? Touch is a very powerful means of communication, right? And new studies on touch continue to show the importance of physical contact in early development, communication, personal relationships, and even fighting diseases. So it's really significant. It's up there when it comes to, why we need this in our lives. And then why is this my problem, right? Why is this something I'm trying to solve? Well, I struggled with childhood abuse and all these attachment disorders that I've kind of developed from that, just from like the emotional abuse, and so I was really never touched, right? And so I don't value touch in my own relationships, and I see that on a daily basis, and so I more of have an aversion to touch and physical affection, like I might flinch or laugh, or when I'm touched, and instead of getting a positive reaction, I'm getting this really negative reaction, which I'd like to change. So, some solutions and steps towards improvement. I'd like to, give someone a pat on the back when they, to give them praise, things like that. Start discussions with touch to build cooperative relationships. Extend my hand for handshakes. Get and give massages to strengthen and deepen these bonds. And then adjust type of touch to my surroundings, right? Just so I can build these positive, interactions with people versus. So, these are my references, obviously, and then do you guys have any questions, any improvements that could be made? Do you feel I missed anything? Or do you wish there was more of something? And did I expand your understanding of the topic? Hope I did. Anyways, thanks for listening. Bye.